Well, hello everybody. I'm sorry I didn't get another tutorial out before now. I've been playing with the flip fluid simulator and trying to come up with something that we could do. And you know, this is sort of the story of my life. I don't plan well. Um, I knew that what we needed was just a lot of splashy water so that we could put it into an ocean and make the ocean sort of go forever. So that it looked natural. So initially I thought, well, okay, so maybe I could have a submarine surfacing or something out in the ocean, and I thought, and I tried that. I ran that simulation and it looked okay, but I thought I really need to make this one simpler than even that. So what I'm going to do, and be patient with me because over to the side here I've got my reference as far as the model. Um, well, here I'll show you what I ended up with. Is just let's see here if I can bring it up. There it is. Just sort of Suzanne coming up through the surface, and lots of splashes, lots of white water. Um, This is at a resolution of 150 on the domain, and I'm still not that happy with it. And I probably would increase it to maybe even 300 or 400, or maybe go beyond that. Um, Still, I love the look of it. I love the white water and the splashes. This isn't. This is not. How much is this? This is like, let's see where it ends. Okay, so about 160, 170 frames. This is not all 250. I think by the end of the 250, look at that. Those splashes are going to kind of be out at the edge. That's what I'm looking for. I want to be able to not have it too violent around the edges, but be something that we can actually make conform to the ocean surface, to the ocean that we created before. So you'll see what I mean. So there's Suzanne, and that's kind of what I ended up with. It's not too violent, not too difficult to handle, and then later I will give some clues as to sort of how I did my steamboat. It's that one is an interesting thing in and of itself. So anyway, here's my domain cube. Um, my dimensions on the domain. Let's see here. And I'm referring to my file over on a side screen here. My dimensions are about 60 by 60 by 40. So actually, if I do this, okay, so if I get into the transform here of this and go to dimensions, I can actually just type those in: 60 by 60 by 40. See if that worked. Yeah, 60 by 60 by 40 meters. Let's move it up just a little bit. Actually, there. Just so I can kind of see where I'm at in relation. Let's see. I guess right about there. Okay, so now let's actually, well, I'm going to keep it in wireframe mode for now. I'm going to duplicate that and tab into that one. And if I hit period on the keyboard, not on the numpad, but on the actual part of the keyboard where all the letters are, I can, what I just did that. I hit period, and that changes this to center everything around the 3D cursor, and I'm going to hit scale Z0. Boom. Okay, so that's going to be sort of the surface. I think, if I recall, our ocean was sort of at that on the 0 plane. So so this is going to be our fluid. This one is going to be our domain. And now I'm going to put in Suzanne. So where is she? There she is. Let's add the monkey. And she is, she's about 18 feet across, or I'm sorry, 18 feet, 18 meters across. So let's, Scale. Ooh, come on. Scale you up. Okay. And I'm looking over here on the dimensions until she gets way over here, basically. I'm going to, on the X dimension, whoops. Whoa, what happened? Okay. Excuse me. Scale it up until it gets about 18. So that's close enough. So there we go. So, oh, and so this is, let's go over here, is a flip fluid domain. This is a flip fluid fluid. And this, Suzanne, is a flip fluid obstacle. All right? All right. So, now I'm gonna move her down just about here. Ooh, oops, and I just tried to rotate her. So I hit period on the keyboard and she is rotating around the 3D cursor. If I hit comma on that, on the not the numpad but the other comma over by all the letters, by the letter M actually, then it becomes the oh wait it becomes bounding box center. So okay, there we go. So I'm going to tilt her just a little bit here, or a lot. I don't know. And then maybe, let's see here. Just kind of randomly rotate her a little bit. And this is, we're going to animate Suzanne coming up from the water. Is basically what I'm doing here. So I'm inserting keyframe, location, rotation, and then around frame 99 or 100 here. I'm referring off screen, so I think it looks like it's exactly 99, but it's not. That's not that important. Just around that area, I want her to be up. I'm going to grab her up. Oops. Whoa. Okay. Grab Z. Move her up. Yeah, maybe. I'm just kind of looking here. Rotate her back sort of around. Rotate her. And then insert the keyframe. So for fun, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, coming up very nice and slow. All I want is sort of coming up not violently with like lots of splashes so they get outside of the domain. You know, we want it sort of calm, and then later we can play around with a little more splashiness if we really want to, or do some interesting things at least. So, all right. So I see I set another keyframe right around here, and let's have a look. Okay, so I rotated her a little bit, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, just move her around. She's moving out of the ocean, and she's hovering. Insert keyframe, and then I added. Oops, one right over. And basically now all I'm doing is just sort of moving her, and you know, you could move her from side to side if you wanted to, but I'm just sort of keeping her in one spot, but I don't want her to freeze in that spot. Just doesn't look natural. So, and I'm not the great animator, but it just doesn't look right. So let's do this. Just rotate her a little bit. Maybe kind of move her back a little bit. And you know what? Since I'm not an expert animator, you can do anything you want. Just sort of kind of make her hover there, for at least for now. I still want her to move right at the end. My goal is to do 250, at least bake 250 frames, and really, here's what I want to do. I want to get those splashes clear out to the edge so that we can kind of work with them and make them conform to our ocean. So, all right, let's see what it looks like. So 250 is about 10 seconds. No, that's not bad. I mean, it looks like oh wait, at the end there it was too still. Let's have a look. Oh, what happened? Did I not insert a keyframe at the end? Or move her or rotate her at all? Something happened. I mean, there's the keyframe. Let's redo it and see what happens. So right around, right around here. Okay, she's as long as she kind of keeps moving, she's, to me it looks like she's sort of hovering. Cool. All right. That's really all we need. And then what I'm going to do is run over here to the domain over here in the physics. And it starts with resolution of 65. We're going to improve on that just a little bit up to 100. But really, oh wait, before I do anything, I forgot. Suzanne is a non-manifold object. She's got holes in her. And check this out. Let's see. Tab in edit mode and all. And then I'm going to click on this and hit Control L. Look at that. Her eyes aren't really attached, so let's grab it out of there and look, there's a hole here, there's a hole here. So all I have to do, and of course on the other side it's the same. So all I have to do is first of all hit Control Z, select all of it, and then just hit F for fill, and then let's look at it again. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, grab and look at that. That hole was filled in. That hole is filled in, and it's Control Z to get the eye back. It's the same on the other side. So now she's a manifold. She's watertight, basically. And she will work with our fluid just fine. So that's a big deal. I almost forgot that. All right, so let's go over to the domain, and before we do anything, I want to go to the presets, enable them, and check out all this cool stuff. And the one I'm going to use is the ocean with our lighthouse, and add it to the stack and apply it. Okay. So that means, look up here, things have changed all the way through, but up here we have a resolution of 300, and we could work with that. It would be kind of slow. We're going to down that to 100, and really, for now, we could get away with all of that stuff, but just coming over here and doing this, we just introduced some materials into our scene. I'm gonna go to a different layer here real quick. I'm gonna change that ocean surface. Well, wait. Okay, go back. Where am I? Here we are. All right. I'm gonna change the ocean. Well, let's see here. Let's get back. Okay. What? Oh, gosh. I'm upside down. Okay. Story of my life. All right. So I'm going to, let's see here. Materials. There it is. All right. So for our surface, we have the ocean, but I'm going to change that to this beautiful volumetric ocean. Okay. And when I did that just now, let's add another cube. I want to see this material. I'm going to go ahead and scale it. Let's see here. Scale, and then scale it along everything but the z-axis. So I hit S for scale and Shift Z, and I'm just going to kind of make it nice, and then I'm going to give it, let's see if that surface got in there. Yes, it did. Look at that. Okay, let's have a look at it. Ooh, and let's put in some more light. So now I'm going to go to my Greg Zoll Gaffer add-on here, and I think this is the coolest thing ever, because I know I keep advertising Zoll's products, but you can feed in these HDRIs. You can keep them in a folder and then refer to them, and if you want, let's see here. What am I doing? Well, oh, I know. What? Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, so I have all the Greg Zoll HDR images, so many that they're just not, they don't want to load up. Let's see if I can get up there. Oh well, there they are. There they are, filling in. All right, so anyway, my favorite one is Flower Road, which was on there already just because I have done this video once before, and I kind of messed it up. So, but anyway, there's Flower Road. I like the 4K, you know. So, but look at this water. It's just, it's volumetric, and really it's not too bad as far as rendering. It actually renders pretty well, I think. So anyway, okay. So we just changed. Oh, let's get rid of that cube, by the way. I just wanted to show the volumetric water. That's the same water, by the way. That's the same fluid that I used for my steamboat earlier. So the steamboat image with that sort of brown river water, same stuff. All you have to do is change the color in the settings on the let's look at it. Change the color to sort of a you know, kind of a brownish, and you know, maybe adjust the density. But that's all you have to do. All right. Delete that. So now we're back here. There's one other thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to adjust the white water. So the sizes of the white water, and whoops, wait. Okay, so let's see here. Everything, the settings, I'm just going to use the ocean settings. But as far as the display, we're working pretty big here, so I'm going to increase the size of this stuff. So for that, I'm going to use reference to what I used over the weekend with making my original model. So be patient, and I'm going to refer over to my screen on the right. Okay, here we go. So 0.019, and you know, the rule here is just look at it and see what you want. You'll look at mine and you'll say, well, that's too, you know, it looks like, you know, the white water's too powdery. I want mine finer, and I want more. And we will look at how to adjust those things. Okay, bubble 0.054. But I will say this, the ocean settings, I think, are going to work for us pretty well. A lot of times I'll end up setting things so that I have so much white water, I set it so low, and it looks really good, but it takes forever to render. And I think this is, well, here, let me do this. The spray 0.016. Okay, so I think that's a problem, and I think it's a Blender problem as far as rendering. I mean, you are talking maybe 100 million or hundreds of millions of particles, and that takes a while. to figure out where each one of those particles is. So I really admire a computer that can do that. But also I think that it just seems like maybe Blender could be doing it better. I don't know. I don't know. So the other thing is I love, oh, let's do that. I love the fact that I can have blurred motion, and I wish the whitewater would do that as well. But it doesn't work quite as well with the actual whitewater. But with the surface, I can actually generate motion blur vectors, and I think that's all I need. Let's see here. I think that's all I need, and then I come over when I'm rendering it out. I'll do that. I think that's the only two things that I need to check. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough. So, all right. So I think that's all I need to do, and there's a couple of things. I'm going to stop and start this recording and sort of bake some of this out, and then come in when we can see some of that whitewater, because there's a couple of things that are really neat that I want to show you before this is done. So let's start the bake. And all right, and stopping the recording, and we'll come right back. Okay, so I paused the bake just by clicking over here where it says, well, it says either stop or pause, or I can't remember what it says actually. Don't ever hit the reset unless you mean it. So anyway, I stopped it, and just to take a look at the sort of the white water, and when you're looking in this view at the white water, it looks horrible. It looks black and weird. And one of the things that I've done while working with the flip fluids is a lot of times I'll just go over to user preferences, and I think some other people have figured this out too. I'm sure other people have figured it out, but go over to preferences and click on themes and go to wire right under the grid and just move it up. And if you look over here, check it out. All of a sudden our white water turns white, and it just looks better. So there's that. And then also there's kind of a neat trick. Occasionally when I just want to see what the fluid looks like and maybe kind of give it a little bit of simulation. Now this is still Blender 2.7.9. It's not 2.8. Eevee handles this stuff a lot better. I'm almost completely inexperienced with Eevee. I played with it quite a bit at first, like a year ago, and then because of flip fluids, I've been playing with the making a steamboat and animating that for a couple of months, and I haven't really gotten into the 2.8 yet. So anyway, if we select our surface and come over here to the object data, one of the things I can do under display is hit transparency, and then come over to my material. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over, let's give our material a color, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it this color, even though we will change that before we're done. But just for fun, and let's see, display, where do I see that? Let's close all of this stuff down so I can see. Oh, viewport. Okay. Hit Control V. All of a sudden we have some nice pretty blue water, except we can't see through it like you could with regular water. And just pull the alpha back a little bit, and all of a sudden there it is. And look at all that white water, all those bubbles that are coming up, and that's good for us because a lot of the splashing, I hope, is going to make it over to the edge before the end of the animation, and we'll get to play with forcing it to, and the waves. We'll get to the ripples from the splash will make it hopefully to the edges, and we'll get to play with that and sort of make those conform with the ocean surface that we created before. So, all right, that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, start the bake again. There we go. Resume baking, and I'm going to let it run through hopefully all 250 frames. All right, well, okay, I'm going to let's see, I'm at 121 frames baked. Oh, I'm sorry, no, 127. Let's load the last frame. There we go. And I'm going to change one setting, and I'm going to also smooth this out. So let's go up to Tools. Let's see, wait. Okay, so I'm going to actually select my fluid surface over here in this area. What is this called? This is the outliner. And I'm going to come over here and hit smooth shading. But there's one other thing, that I kind of forgot about. At least I think I did. Let's check. Select my cube. Actually, that cube is the domain cube. So I'm going to go ahead and name it right now. And hit, whoops. Oh, I haven't even saved. Oh, no. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this. I already had another blend called Suzanne 1, but we're going to save this as Suzanne 1. And then let's see here. This is a mistake. This is my fault. I want to check down here to see where the cache is going to... Yeah, darn it. Okay, so the cache is not saving where I want it to. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say... let's save this much. Darn it. Usually it automatically does this. So actually, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. We'll come into here. We'll go over to where I have everything saved. Right there. And where is she? Right there. Okay, and then actually we'll save it right there. Accept. Okay, and then down here I'm gonna hit make relative, and there it is. Usually it will automatically put it right there. So my mistake. Okay. Now there's one other setting that I wanted to fix, and that was on the surface. Let's have a look. Subdivisions. Well, it's got one. I'm going to go ahead and do this at 2 subdivisions. I'll leave it up to you. I mean, 1 subdivision is going to be a lot. It's going to be a little bit less memory intensive, but I like a little bit smoother fluid. So anyway, I'm going to kind of leave that there and save it that way. Okay. Again, stopping recording this time. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's... before I continue on. Oh gosh. Yeah, okay, I've changed it. So, did I hit reset? I think, oh gosh, I don't even remember. Anyway, oh, I did. I didn't hit reset, but I changed where it saves to, so then it automatically says, okay, there's nothing there. We're going to bake it. So go ahead and bake it for 250 frames, hopefully, and all right. Okay, so we've baked out 250 frames, and actually here I just increased the alpha to 1.0. This is okay. We can use it, but I kind of would like a little bit more splash to get over to the edges and affect it more, just so that we can see what we can really do with this method. So I'm going to try this again, and I apologize. I thought this would work the first time, but this is the process. I mean, you look at it and you say, well, okay, that didn't work. Let's try it again. So here, what I'm going to do is just go back to the first frame one. Over here, I'm going to say none in the quick viewport display, and then just type in first frame. Let's lower Suzanne so that she has to travel a little bit further and a little bit quicker in her journey up through the water, and that should produce a little bit more of a splash. Alright, trying it again. I hope this time it works. Okay, just so that we know what we're doing, I'm resetting the bake and then clicking on bake, and let's see what happens. Okay, I am more happy with this. Basically, I've got splashing and it goes out towards the edge, and I think I can use this. Very good. Alright, that's the end of, I think that's the end of this session. I was kind of curious to see what this looks like. Yep. Okay, yeah, that's the end, and I'll see you next time.